DevilNeverCry.
What is up, everybody? It is me, DevilNeverCry, and today we have to talk about Hi-Fi Rush, a game that has seemingly and quite literally come out of nowhere, having been shadow dropped at the latest Bethesda Dev Direct, and a game that has taken the internet by storm, and that's for good reason. Just looking at the pedigree of the developers behind Hi-Fi Rush, it reads like an action game's wet dream. For example, take the game's lead designer, Masaki Yamada, who just so happened to have worked on the original DevilNeverCry, along with a few other classic titles everybody knows and loves, such as Okami or Bayonetta or even Vanquish. Going one step further, Hi-Fi Rush's executive producer is Shinji Mikami, who he himself has also worked on several high-profile titles, including games like Devil May Cry and God Hand. And I think the reason why this game has been so successful is because the experience speaks for itself. This was a game that was announced and released with absolutely no marketing whatsoever, and the game is simply garnering fans from word of mouth. After having not tuned into the Dev Direct initially, and seeing everybody online sing this game's praises, I decided to dive in myself and see what all the fuss was about. Before we go any further, I ask that you like the video and consider subscribing. Not only does it help out with the algorithm, but it also means you won't miss out on any future action game content. Hi-Fi Rush is a peculiar amalgamation of rhythm game and action game. Think Hellsinger, but instead of it being a first-person shooter, it's a hack-and-slash game. Drawn into a beautifully cel-shaded world, Hi-Fi Rush puts you in the shoes of Chai, a wannabe rock star who has been labeled a defect by an evil tech corporation, and as such, they are out to terminate him. But as is the case in most of these situations, Chai's not going to go down without a fight. And that pretty much is all you need to know about the story of Hi-Fi Rush. It's compelling, it's cool, it's mostly cheesy at times, but I think that's part of the charm. The game doesn't take itself too seriously, and it plays that to its strength. Where the game does shine, however, unsurprisingly, is the gameplay itself. As previously mentioned, Hi-Fi Rush is a rhythm/action game, and in this game, music is everything. There's an underlying beat that lies in the background throughout each and every mission, and it's up to you to sync all of Chai's actions directly to this rhythm. The game does everything it possibly can to get you to dance to the beat of its own rhythm. From simple things like having the idle animation of Chai simply have him snap his fingers to the current beat, or even things like having the heads-up display and the health bar oscillate to the rhythm of the music, all to help you subconsciously get in tune with what's going on until you're not even thinking about the rhythm and you're just simply acting on reflex. And sure, you could play Hi-Fi Rush like a standard action game and not engage with any of the rhythm mechanics whatsoever, but the game does heavily incentivize that you do partake in sync with the game's rhythm. Attacking in sync with the beat will allow Chai's attacks to do more damage. He'll gain access to high damage combo enders like beat hits, and he'll even be able to dodge farther provided you dodge on time. Beyond that, the game does also feature a combat ranking system like a lot of character action games out there, where if you're not attacking in sync with the rhythm, you'll be heavily penalized. I won't lie, it did take me a little while to wrap my head around the entire rhythm system, especially as I pushed for some of those higher S ranks, but once I got stuck in, especially with the game's incredibly robust and useful training mode, fighting to a rhythm essentially became second nature. Along with other character action tropes that you've come to know and love, such as training mode and combat rankings, the game does also feature an upgrade system. Spread throughout each and every level of Hi-Fi Rush are gears. Gears are what you use to upgrade Chai. Along with gears, you'll find other important pickups like health upgrades and reverb gauge upgrades and other collectibles, some of which will also feed into the world of Hi-Fi Rush and further provide context to its narrative. With the gears you find, there's a multitude of things you can put them towards. You can expand Chai's repertoire of combos, you can purchase new special moves for him, or you can even expand his life bar and his reverb bar. Armstrong circuits, which provide Chai with different equipable buffs, can also be developed at the store. The robust upgrade system, the fact that you're ranked in each combat encounter, and the depth of combat overall and the mechanics on display here, I feel will leave a lot of action fans satiated for a while to come. I went into this game knowing absolutely nothing, and quite honestly was blown away at just how good this game really was. I streamed my initial 2 hours with the game, starting off on hard mode as the game suggested, and found it to be an enjoyable challenge. though I dread to think what going for S ranks on very hard will be like. Overall, I can hands down recommend Hi-Fi Rush to anybody who has somewhat of a passing interest in action games or rhythm games, or simply even if they just like the aesthetic of the game. Best of all, the game is free on Xbox Game Pass, on console and on PC, though I opted to purchase it on Steam as it was up there for what I thought is a fair price. The fact that Tango Gameworks decided to announce and then immediately release Hi-Fi Rush shows just how confident they were in the game they spent years developing. To be more precise, it reportedly entered development in 2017 and was developed alongside Tango Gameworks' other title, Ghostwire Tokyo. Considering the other titles in Tango Gameworks' roster, being the Evil Within series, Hi-Fi Rush certainly is a surprise, but a welcome one at that. And so with that, we come to the end of this video. Let me know down in the comments below if you've already played Hi-Fi Rush and what your opinions on it are so far. With all that said and done, it has been me, DevilNeverCry. I'd like to thank all of you for watching, and as always, I'll see you all next video.